Tonight, we're doing Vegas the right way. Good food, good drinks, and a world-famous show. What have we gotten ourselves into?
Las Vegas is known to be an adult city, and tonight we're heading to what might be the most raunchiest show in town. And for a city that's known as Sin City, that says a lot. But first, let's ease into the night a little bit and do a little rewinding. We're going to start some things off with food and drinks, turning this night into a proper dinner and show kind of night.
We're here at the Las Vegas Brewing Co, which is located in the Northwest Valley, about 20 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. They do have a location, though, in downtown Las Vegas, making it much easier for tourists. But as locals, this is our go-to spot.
Both locations offer free parking, which is honestly a huge win in Las Vegas. Even their downtown spot has its own lot, which is super easy to get in and out. But walking in, and this is exactly what you want from a local brewery. It's laid back, open, it has that authentic neighborhood feel. Definitely a nice change from the Las Vegas Strip. And they brew everything right here on site, and you can really tell that the staff takes pride in what they do. Everyone is super friendly, and there's a real focus on quality craft beer made right here in Las Vegas. They also have a full food menu here, so not just bar snacks. You can actually sit down and have a proper meal, and of course, a solid lineup of house-made brewed beers.
Flatbreads, salads, and wraps, but also a couple different versions of a burger. Handhelds like sandwiches, sourdough turkey, you've got a veggie wrap, fish and chips, also some sides like mac and cheese. There is a kids menu as well. So they're known for their rotating craft selections. They've got IPAs, lagers, seasonal releases, and I'm happy that they even have some ciders. So there's usually something for everyone, whether you're a light beer drinker or you want something on the heavier side. And so we're starting off with what's called the variety show. This serves about 4 to 6 people. So this is a giant pretzel, and it's filled with all kinds of goodie. Like you got fried cheese curds, fried pickles, pigs in a blanket, cheddar ranch. There's different kinds of sauces it comes with. There's also pickled veggies. We also added the beer cheese fondue. And the reason why we got something so big and shareable is because we're here with Vegas Navigator, Keelan and Angela. So we're doing dinner and a show tonight.
And we're looking forward to seeing the actual brewery as well.
That's really cool. We get to walk through it, right?
Apparently so.
Okay. Right. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see how the night goes. Try the pigs in a blanket and put some cheese, beer cheese on top of that. Ooh, that's a little too much. Ooh, okay. It's soft. I think this can serve more than 4. This is huge. Craving something cold and fresh just because it's, was it 90 degrees today? Over 90? The pepperoni on my salad, I've never seen it like this. It's like a chip.
The wrap was lovely. I thoroughly recommend it. So if you come here, I definitely would recommend ordering that.
What do you think of the mac and cheese?
Perfect.
Did that come with the beer cheese?
It was really nice, that beer. Yeah, I thoroughly recommend it.
So I have to be honest, I'm not a big beer drinker. There's a very select few that I would order. I'm definitely more of a cocktail girl. However, I do like ciders. They do have a guest tap cider. So we're definitely going to do one of those. But something I like to do when I'm at a brewery is definitely get a flight to try a few different things to see if there is something else that I would like. So they do have a flight selection where you can pick 4, like a Chantilly vanilla cream ale. I mean, that just sounds delicious. It's time to try my flights. It's been sitting for a little while. I gotta get this in. Chantilly Vanilla Cream Ale. This is from here. All of them are from here besides from the cider. It's got low bitterness from a Liberty hops. Sweetness coming with a touch of vanilla and milk sugar. Okay, yeah, I can actually taste that. This is nice. Nice and light. I definitely get a little bit of vanilla, a little sweetness to that. That's the good thing about trying flights is I might find a beer I like. That is actually really good. Girls, Girls, Girls. I just loved the name of it. I had to get it. But it's a sour. Peach, vanilla, and cinnamon.
Oh, I know.
Okay. I can definitely taste the peach in there. Absolutely a sour. Light, refreshing. This is the Hefeweizen. Normally when I order beers, I'll get a Hefeweizen. I like the one over at Hofbrauhaus, but this is a Eldorado Hef, a wheat beer, German style Hefeweizen. It's got complex bouquet of banana, light pear, and clove flavors. I can hang with that. I can hang with that. That is good. Clovey, I get a little bit of banana. It's just a slight touch of it. The one that I knew that I'd most likely order a full cup of, a full glass of, is gonna be the cider. But surprisingly, I like the first one too. If I'm gonna order a beer, I would prefer to order it at a brewery where it's just fresh, just good quality, local even, from Henderson. That's still considered pretty local. This is good.
Vegas light beer, but they've just coloured it green for St. Paddy's Day, but it's very nice.
So is it just beer with food coloring?
I don't know. It tastes nice.
Yeah.
This is the original can though.
Oh, okay.
Before it was green.
Oh, okay. Vegas Light. So you can come and grab a tap, or you can grab it already to go. We're getting a little bit of a behind-the-scenes tour of the actual brewery. Let's check it out.
So this was the original Tenaya Creek Brewery. So Tenaya Creek as a brewery and a brand still exists. They moved out of here in 2014.
This was your first one, and then you had downtown? Or?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
So we opened this March 7th of 2022, and then we opened downtown in April of 24.
Oh.
So and that's just a tap room extension, so a really small footprint, but big outdoor patio and something we can represent these beers down kind of in the Arts District where all the other breweries are.
And free parking, right?
Yes, we do. But this is the mill room, so this is where all the grain gets crushed. We use a Pilsner malt, so the silo out in the front of the building is actually a functional silo of 17,000 pounds of grain. So that all runs through this inlet right here, through an auger, into the mill. The mill basically just crushes the grain. So that's kind of the core base, I guess, sugar producer for your wort for any of the beer styles. The two on the left here are hot liquor tank, cold liquor tank. Fancy words for hot water, cold water. But that's how they control the temperature of the water that you're using throughout the brewing process. And then the black solid tank there is our RO system. So that strips all those minerals and the hardness out of the water, and then we dose it back to a level that is right for the beer style. But this brew house is interesting. It's basically a 2-vessel brew house. It's actually designed in an old world German step mash style. Nowadays, with kind of the scientific engineering of our grains, there's plenty of sugar in those grains that you don't typically see this style of brewing anymore. Basically pull the chute out of there, it drops the grain into here. We push it all over to this tank, which is 0 lauter ton, and then this tank has a false bottom on it. And so that whole grain bed, think of a bowl of cereal with a strainer, and this is the boil kettle, and so they bring that up to boil temp. That's where you add any of your early edition hops, so bitter beers like West Coast style IPAs. When it's done in here, we cold crash it through this heat exchanger and send it on over to the fermentation tanks. So that's basically when you're done on your hot side. So you want to take it from basically close to boiling to as cold as you can get it. So on all the tanks, you'll see the temps, this is at 44. So we probably have a lager going in on here. And then if you see it up in the 60s, around 70 degrees, that's an ale. So that's a big difference. Every beer falls under basically 2 silos. Ales or lagers. And they ferment at different temps, typically for different lengths of time. So those, I think, were initially put in here by Tenaya Creek as serving vessels for the bar. So their intention was to brew XYZ beer, put it in there, and then pump it straight to the bar.
Oh, wow.
But each one of those tanks is, I think, roughly 5,000, 6,000 pints.
Oh,
so
wow.
you gotta sell a lot of beer over your bar to use those. So we use them as additional lagering space. So after you're done crashing the beer, cold crashing the beer, you send it on over into the right tanks. And this is where the beer gets fined, so you can add fining agents, which are an additive that goes in and kind of, from an ion perspective, grabs any residual yeast or hop product that's kind of still floating in the beer. But there's always something a little left over. If you look at your beer, you want your beer nice and clear, unless it's a a style that's supposed to be cloudy. But a nice crisp lager or West Coast IPA, you want to be able to kind of see through and make it really nice. So they sit in here and further condition, and that settles down to the bottom, but you pull it off, a foot above the bottom, and that's where you send it over to the keg or the canning line.
This is the Chantilly that I had earlier that I thought was really, really good, the vanilla cream ale. So those are available in certain shops, stores around Las Vegas. I did think he said Albertsons. They also have the Vegas Lights. This is what Keelan had earlier with the green beer.
That ended up being a perfect start to our night. The behind the scenes tour of the brewery was such a cool experience. Huge shout out to Kyle and the entire team for taking the time to show us around. We did have to cut things a little short since we were running behind on our pre-show plans, but it just gives us a reason to come back soon. But with that, it's time to head to the Strip because we had reservations for one of the wildest shows in Las Vegas.
This is Absinthe. It is located right outside of Caesar's Palace on the Las Vegas Strip in the small but very noticeable circus tent. If you've ever walked the Strip near Caesar's, you've probably seen this magnificent, slightly out of place structure. This is the Absinthe Spiegel tent. It looks like a vintage circus rolled into town and then decided to stay permanently too. The show first opened back in 2011, and over the years it has built a reputation as one of the wildest and most unique shows in all of Las Vegas. Now, I've never seen Absinthe. This is going to be my first time, but I have seen a few of Spiegelworld's productions like Disco Show, and they have the Atomic Saloon show over the Venetian, and they go all out. But I hear if you're going to see one show in Las Vegas, this is the one to do. But before you even step inside the tent, you enter this magical space. This isn't just a waiting area. This is the Green Fairy Garden. They have a few different areas here where you can grab some food or you can grab some drinks. Now, this garden serves a gateway to the show. It gets you in that playful anything can happen mood. I have been to the Green Fairy Garden before. They did a anniversary party last year that I got invited to, and it was pretty crazy. If that's what I'm in for, it's going to get pretty wild. And a huge thank you to Spiegelworld for inviting us out. Now, they're doing something really cool for locals until the middle of April. Spiegelworld is offering a locals exclusive promotion leading to their 15th anniversary this April. It's kind of their way of giving back to the people who's kept the show going, who's packed the tent, and who's brought their out-of-town friends along for the ride. And I hear that the show is constantly evolving, so even if you saw this show a couple years ago, 2011, or maybe even last week, they always bring new acts to their show. So they do have a couple of food and drink options before you go in. Looks like cocktails are $22. They have something called No Pants, where they offer burgers and tots. So you can get a No Pants burger, you can get a combo. They also have, here we go, No Burger, so Impossible Burger. We're going into a hidden speakeasy before we go into the show to grab our drink. And it's Spiegelworld, so you know it's themed out. You don't need a ticket to access all this. You can come on back to the Fairy Garden or here to Pier 17 without a ticket to the show.
If you are offended by words like or well, you're probably at the wrong shop.
All right, what have we gotten ourselves into?
Now it is showtime. All right, so I can't show you absolutely everything. There is copyrighted music, and I don't want to spoil the whole show, but just know this, it escalates fast. I mean, right away. Absinthe combines acrobatics, comedy, burlesque, and let's just say very adult humor into the experience.
What's a girl do with all that wood? You know, it's kind of a pity if we can keep it up just a little bit longer. All these friends, I stronger.
The venue itself is much smaller than most Vegas shows, which means that every seat is close to the action. You're in a round venue with the stage in the middle. But that might not always be a good thing. If you're in the front couple rows, just be prepared to maybe get called out on a little bit. But it's all in good fun.
Why do you have two matching tiny weirdos on either side of you?
They're like bookends. They're like bookends.
Yeah, it's like he's tripping on mushrooms so hard that we can see both of those guys. He's like, these are my friends who show up when I'm on acid. Yes, it is a sausage fest in here tonight. My God.
Yeah, it's a pickleball club right over there.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Absinthe! Clap your hands, you douchebags! Let's go! Welcome, cheese!
I don't think I was prepared for this.
I swear, every time you think it's reached its peak, it somehow goes even further.
Oh my gosh, oh, I can smell your like really good, I can see them. You know, like I know where they're looking, not like where they are, but those are tight pants. Those are excellent.
It is an 18 and over show, and tickets will typically range anywhere from around $150, give or even take, depending on the seating and demand, like weekdays versus weekends. This is one of those shows where you just have to experience it yourself because explaining doesn't really do it justice. There's a mix of acts from laugh out loud moments to whoa, how did they do that? And they just have a seriously talented cast. And I will say it's probably one of the most unique shows that you will find in Las Vegas.
Definitely one of the most unique shows in Las Vegas. It was pretty wild, it was pretty raunchy, definitely 18 and over. But thank you so much for watching. Until next time, please subscribe for more adventures in Las Vegas and the surrounding areas. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.